Lantana. It not only chokes waterways, it also chokes out pasture and it chokes out native bushland. It's one of those rare plants that there's absolutely no alternative but to control it in any situation. I've had a number of requests on control of Lantana, and I'm up here in Queensland at the moment with a chap who's just taken on a property that was heavily infested with Lantana less than 2 years ago. We're going to talk through the process that he's using to get it under control. It's by no means a finished job, but he's got some great tips and suggestions for how you can control Lantana on your property. G'day Vince, how you going mate?
Good Tim.
Mate, thanks very much for having us out here. Now you run VET Centre QLD.
I do.
And you're a vet trainer that travels all over the country.
I do.
But you've taken on a bit of a mammoth project for your weekends, mate.
Yeah, I have.
Tell us about it.
My wife Az and I bought this block. It's about 200 acres, and it was a rundown old passion fruit farm.
Hence the trellis here.
Yeah, the trellis is here. There was over 800 posts in here that I've cleared out, pulled out, and removed all the lantana and the suckers and everything that was between it. And this is just one paddock.
Now Lantana's been a bit of a major problem for you, hasn't it? It's probably been the worst problem on the property.
Yep.
But you've got a system that you reckon's working, and you're actually getting some paddocks back under control, and a few of the paddocks that you did work on a couple of years ago have very little sign of Lantana in them now.
That's right.
So walk us through this system that you're using. What do you do with the big Lantana?
So I've just got a little Kubota tractor, four-wheel drive tractor, but I've got a stick rake on the front. So if there's an open area that I can push, I push them into windrows, pull them out, so they've got a fairly extensive root system. If I can't get to them in a situation like this, I've got a shepherd's hook with a strap, and either myself, or if I'm lucky enough to have someone working with me, they stick it around the base of the lantana, and we just reverse back with the tractor and out she comes.
Now it's important to get as much root out of the ground as possible, isn't it? Because they'll sucker. So you reckon timing's everything with lantana control, and you wait for the perfect weather that we've got at the moment, which is bucketing rain.
It is, and we've just had this beautiful rain that has just made the soil so moist, and so it's so easy to pull it out. You can actually go around with your by hand and pull it out.
Once you've got the big stuff out with the tractor, this is the important thing for people to note. The lantana will come back, and timing is everything, isn't it? What do you do when the lantana comes back?
So the lantana will sucker, and so it'll come up in smaller plants if we've left root systems down. And so I go back and I'll spray that with Lantana 600 or Grazon. Just a bit careful with them. So you know, we want to try and keep that grass growing through, so we make sure we spray on the leaves.
And it's important that we make sure that people have chemical certification before they use chemicals, and use them at the approved rate, of course, we have to say that. And VET Centre QLD does chemical training.
I do.
My goodness, what a segue.
I certainly do. I love doing it, and I teach people to use chemicals in the right way.
Now let's get back to the lantana. Let's say it's raining like it is today.
Yep.
Flowering is the optimum time to spray for lantana control, isn't it?
It is, yeah, as it is now.
And so what do you suggest if people get stuck with a month of rain like we've had just recently and they can't get on their ground and spray? What's the solution for you?
Well, what I've done is I've gone back over my paddocks. We've got some eucalyptus suckers coming back through, and the lantana. If I can't get to it with spraying because it's raining, I'll simply slash it.
And that just holds the plant back long enough to get the nice green growth to hit it with chemical when it stops raining. And
the less of a plant that you have to spray is going to cost you less in chemical spray. So that's what it comes back to. It's about your hip pocket, it's about the money that you're investing, and I've found this way is the easiest way, and it's the most effective way.
And if you hit the lantana young enough and early enough, you don't have to keep going back and spraying, and so you're not continually pouring chemical on your paddocks.
That's correct.
And a lot of people are very sensitive about chemical use these days. Sometimes it is a critical tool, as it is with lantana, but that's where your timing and your rate is all important, isn't it? Because you only want to use it the minimum number of times.
That's right. It's all about the growth phase. So when I teach people to use chemicals, it's this flowering stage and the growth.
Well, Vince, great advice as always, mate. Thanks very much for having us out here today.
Pleasure.
If people want to get on to you, obviously VET Centre QLD, I'll have a link in the description. And guys, if you like this kind of video, don't forget, hit the little subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, plenty more on timthompson.ag, and we'll try and handle some more issues next week.